Heart Nation, what it do? This your boy Wonder. Welcome to another episode of Heart to Heart, where we're going to talk about in this week's episode being content. What does that look like? The beauty in the struggle. I think a lot of times we look at somebody else's journey, somebody else's lane, and we look at how far they've come and how far they are, but we don't really know the backstory and the struggles that they went through to get to the place they are. So you're seeing that now, but you didn't see the before. So without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Heart to Heart.
Okay, we live in a world that's out of control, but stay focused, king, and aim for your goals. Yeah, my queen, stay classy and hit them with the glow. Boss up, make moves, that's more than what you have to show. We poppin', not stopping, we dropping. Dressing what's real more than trend topics. Winning, the only thing that is option. Pulling those in lost and that need guidance. I know you like to brag and you love the flaws. To get where you're going, yeah, it's gonna cost. I sit down with your boy, let's have a heart to heart.
Welcome to the 8th episode of Heart to Heart, where we're talking about being content. What does that look like? What does being content mean? Being content to me is pretty much satisfied, fulfilled with where you are in the moment. It's pretty much saying, you know what, I'm grateful in the place that I am. I don't want to stay in the place that I am, but I'm grateful and thankful and mindful of where I am. I understand that I'm struggling in the sense of trying to get to the next level, but I'm content with what I have, and I'm using with what I have, which inspires me to be more creative, which inspires me to do more, which inspires me to even work harder in the sense of working smarter. Meaning that I'm going to find out how I can get to the next level without killing myself and trying to work 80 hours and trying to figure it all out. Like, the beauty of being content is knowing that you don't have to figure it all out. Right there, right in the moment, on spot. You do not have to have it all figured out. And also being content, it gives you time to really understand yourself and also have you reflect what motives you have. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? If you're not content, that means you're dissatisfied, you're not fulfilled. That means that you feel like no matter what you do, this is not going to satisfy anything and everything that you have in your heart, desires that you want to see come forth and that you want to accomplish. Not being content gives you, it leads down to the roads of not being grateful, not being thankful. It just starts these detours down the road that you do not want to go. So being content is saying, you know what, I'm working with what I have, which causes me to be more creative. It's taking me a little longer. I'm on that crock pot, you know what I'm saying, that crock pot cooking. I'm on the slow cooker, and I'm doing everything in my part to get to the next level. But it's like, man, what in the world is going on? But you have to understand, you know, write down your plans, write down your plans, write down your plans, write the vision, make it plain, then run with it. Because once you try to see what you're trying to accomplish, there's aspirations, there's goals, there's dreams, and unaccomplished goals are just dreams. And you don't want to get into the dream phase without putting the action and the work behind the dream phase. It's okay to dream, but don't stay dreaming. Actually start doing while you're dreaming. So also which leads me to my next point. Number 1, be grateful. Be grateful, understand where you are, understand that there are people out there who have it way worse than you, who have literally nothing. So be grateful and thankful that you have a roof over your head, that you got clothes on your back, that you can put food in your mouth, that you can pay your bills on time, and even if they're late, long as you can still pay your bills. Be grateful in the moment that God blessed you and graced you with the dinero, you know what I'm saying, man? The dinero, that God blessed you with the money to be able to take care of your necessities. Which leads me to point number 2, be thankful. A lot of times we can look at somebody else's race. We can look at Susie, we can look at Mark, and we're seeing they're doing all these accomplishments and all these highlight reels you're seeing, but it doesn't mean that they're happy. It doesn't mean that because it looks good on the outside, you don't know what they're dealing with on the inside. And of course we strive to get into that point and moment, but let's say you get there, then what happens once you get there? You're not going to be content, because now you're going to be chasing after the next thing. It's like chasing after the wind. It's a vapor. Like you're just not gonna catch it. So you have to be content, you have to be mindful, you have to be grateful, you have to be thankful. And that's my third point, being mindful. Understand your motives, understand why you're doing what you're doing, understand why you don't feel content. Why are you feeling dissatisfied? What is causing you to make you feel like you haven't done enough? And a lot of times it comes from looking at somebody else, looking at Susie. Man, Susie did this, she done that. Oh, she's about to do this. I'm like, God, like Susie got this deal. Mark over here, he's grinding. I'm seeing everything flourish. His business is flourishing. But it's like we look at the others people's success of now, and don't look at the recent unsuccessful attempts. The most recent, the non-highlight reels, to where you don't see the struggle. And that's why I say, which brings me to my next point, there's beauty in the struggle. You know why there's beauty in the struggle? Because you start to work on gifts and talents that causes you to, in order for this to happen, you have to make it happen. Whether you learn piano, whether you learn guitar, whether you learn how to do music, whether you learn how to act, whether you learn, like, different gifts and talents that you don't get extra help from, that you're looking for, but it's just not there. It causes you to be more creative. It causes God to really glorify and flourish into your gifts and talents that he's giving you. And it really opens up a talent. It opens up a gift that is just lying dormant. So I thank God and the route that he's taken me, and I'm content where I'm at, because I know I'm giving 110%. I know I'm giving my best, I'm giving my all, and I'm constantly evolving. I'm constantly working on evolving. I'm constantly working on how can I do better. I'm constantly reflecting, okay, this didn't work. Oh, let's try this. And don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be so content that you be so stuck on a certain way of getting things accomplished, or a certain way of doing things. Like, you can get so used to working with a set of group of people. Well, you've been working with a set of group of people for years. Are you guys satisfied with the results? And if not, then you're gonna have to change some things up. They can still be involved, but you may want to involve more people in the pot. You understand? Because I can't do everything on my own. I need you guys' help. I need your love. I need your support. I need your encouragement. I need all these things, because we thrive off affirmations, encouragement, love. That is our languages. We have to hear that in order for us to function in a way that we see ourselves valued. And honestly, it's crazy how most of the time that it works that way, that we are kind of wired that way, but we don't have to wait on the next person's approval, acclamations, accolades. We don't have to wait on the next person's attentions, because at the end of the day, I can't save your career. Like, I can help you get a push and a boost, but ultimately it's you that have to do the work. Ultimately, it's you have to understand where you are and what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to do. And being content, when I say there's beauty in the struggle, the beauty in the struggle within being more creative, it causes you to learn more. It causes you to research more. It causes you to be a savvy businessman, a savvy businesswoman. So it causes you to do things that you normally wouldn't do, that you would normally depend on other businesses and other people that know how to do those things to acquire. But ultimately, let's say if you don't have the funds and the resources to do that, how are you going to get to where you're trying to go? So it comes from researching. It comes from understanding, you know what? I don't have all the gifts and talents that I desire to have, but I'm going to work with what I have. And it causes you to be more creative, and it's saying, you know what? I'm going to work with what I have, and I'm going to allow God to water, plant, and increase. And I allow people that I come in contact with that may have more knowledge of where I'm trying to go, and try to get information. Being content is just saying, you know what? I'm okay with where I'm at. I know that I gave 110%. but I'm not willing to stay where I'm at. I'm willing to propel and continue to catapult and continue to move forward and to go on to bigger, better, and greater things that God has for me. So, number one, be grateful. Number one, be grateful. Number two, be thankful. Number three, be mindful. Number four, this is very important. I think that a lot of times that we look at so many highlight reels that we will cause ourselves to just sit still and be like, man, I'll never get to that point. And you can't talk yourself out of a great opportunity, talk yourself out of learning, talk yourself out of researching. But number four is very important. Cultivate your gifts. And what do you mean by cultivate? Well, what I mean by cultivate is continue to work and perfect your craft, continue to get better in what you're doing, where you're trying to go, and what you're trying to accomplish. And it's just saying, look, I'm thriving. It says I'm propelling, meaning you spend countless hours, days, weeks, months, years on perfecting what it is that you're good and great at. And those who understand know that this is my niche, this is my lane. And understand that what works for you may not work for everybody else, and what works for everybody else may not work for you. But it's okay to learn from the blueprints of those things and put your own spin and twist on it. So cultivate that thing. Get a system down for your brand that will work. Get a system down that you see results. Get a system down that you can involve other people and have their hands in the pot to help you get to where you're going. And that, which brings me to number five, community. Like, we need each other. We can't be so afraid to share the information that we have, so it can help the next person to get to the next level. Because when you're content in what you do and who you are, it doesn't matter how successful the other person gets with the shared information that you gave them. Just know you had a hand in getting them to that next level. And that shouldn't threaten you. More than anything, that should encourage and inspire you to do more in helping others. So be content. I really don't have much to say on this episode, but other than just reflect, understand where you are, know that there's beauty in the struggle, which causes you to be more creative, which has caused you to do more with less, which causes you to do more than with what you have. And understand that being content is saying you're satisfied where you are, you're fulfilled, you feel like you fulfilled your obligations and your duty where you're at in the moment and the time that you're in. And you're saying that I'm willing to accept what's going on. I'm accepting the beauty in the struggle because it's causing me to be more creative. But it's also causing me to understand that I want to do more and better and be grateful and be greater even more than where I'm at. And so it's acknowledging where you're at, but it's also acknowledging where you're trying to go. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in, being content. This video is just to help you reflect where you're at in life and what you can improve and work on and what you need to change in order to accommodate being content. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. I don't take any like, any view, any comment lightly. You know, we're just launching and we're starting. This is our first season, so we're trying to do everything we can to make it bigger and better. And so just continue to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Continue to share with other people that you know that need to be encouraged by the word, their words that they're in a place that they may feel like they're stuck in. And just continue learning and growing with me. You know, I don't know everything, and I try my hardest to give the best information and give you the best tools to place in your hands to work with and to acquire what it is you're trying to build and the places you're trying to go. So this is your boy Wonder, signing off. Till next time, holla at your boy.
We live in a world that's out of control, but stay focused, king, and aim for your goals. All my queens stay classy and hit them with the glow. Boss up, make moves that's more than what you have to show. We poppin', not stopping, we dropping. Dressing what's real more than trend topics. Winning the only thing that is option. Pulling those in lost and that need guidance. I know you like to brag and you love the flaws. To get where you're going, yeah, it's gonna cost. I sit down with your boy, let's have a heart to heart.